Questions to ask in a marathon interview session.
Marathon interview sessions are where you are shuffled from one interviewing authority to another. Most of the people you will talk to in a marathon interview setting won't have much to do with the job you are interviewing for. Sometimes they are in the loop of the interview process just so the company can look like it has a thorough interviewing process. These people may not have a lot of responsibility in the job you are interviewing for, but their big impact on you is that they can say no to your being hired. So, you had better make a good impression on them. I have experienced numerous situations over the years where candidates took these interviews for granted because they were with people that had absolutely nothing to do with the job, only to find out that these people nixed their candidacy. Sometimes the interviewing authorities in the marathon are simply asked to talk to you so it won't look like you were dragged to these important interviews to only talk to two people. I assure you that at least half of the people you will interview with could probably care less about you or the job you are interviewing for. They will never admit it, but that is the case. So, catch on. If they are going to interview you, they have to have an opinion. If they have an opinion, they will be asked about it. So, you had better make a good impression. Be ready for some of the people you are supposed to talk with, to, all of a sudden, not be available. Be ready to wait longer than you should for some and end up only meeting a very short time with others. This type of marathon start, stop, get stalled, etc. The time you have with each interviewing authority will dictate how many questions you might be able to ask. As before, you will want to have more questions than you will probably need. The most important question that you have to ask every interviewing authority in the marathon is, are you going to support my getting the job? You absolutely have to ask this as a final question of every interviewing authority you talk to. No matter how insignificant you might think any person is in the decision-making process, you have to ask him or her this question. You can ask other questions of these people, very much like the ones in the preceding scenarios. Questions about the person that get him talking about himself, his opinion about the biggest challenges in the job, providing he is close enough to the job to really know, challenges in the company, etc., are all appropriate. The most important thing you can do in these interviews is to get your interviewers to commit that they will recommend you for the job. You haven't done your job in the interview unless you get this question answered affirmatively. You may not get much time with some of these people. Don't be surprised if you are told you will meet with some of these people for an hour or so, and find out that they can only give you 15 minutes. So, you sometimes need to sell yourself quickly. Mr. or Miss,